Hi, and welcome to FrazlCast. Climb aboard the Gnome Train.
Woo! Chugga, 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 woo!
Please make sure to keep your limbs and experimental instruments inside the train at all times. And now, on with the show.
A podcast by a Blizzard fan gnome about World of Warcraft and geeky stuff. I promise you, they do talk about the World of Warcraft. They just go off the rails sometimes.
So I am Frazley, and I am joined by Professor Taliep and Toshmifune of the Halfhill Report.
Hello!
We tried to get Cadfi on for no representation, but they are apparently baking to prepare for Toshmifune's next visit.
No, easy.
I heard they're good.
Now, Cadfile may make an appearance during the course of the show, so you never know.
I'm excited. And in the shadows, we have Lady Emma to bring cats, lock cookies, and more.
Yes, and I have two little kitties hounding me for attention right now, so it's going to be an interesting show.
Aww. So on this episode, we're going to catch up with Tosh and Professor Taliep, talk about Classics launch, and maybe even play some trivia.
Trivia!
There will be trivia.
And before we get into that, Epicinsanity, what time is it?
It's time to go around the table.
Great idea. So what have you been up to recently? We'll start with Professor Taliep.
Most recently, we have been playing Classic. We got to play for a little over an hour last night after waiting half an hour to get in.
Nice.
It was well worth the wait, and we had great fun. We both done humans. I'm a warlock, and Tashi is a rogue. And so far, that seems to be working out very, very well for killing things.
Nice. And which faction? I take it you're the Alliance?
Yes, Alliance. Humans.
Oh, very interesting. Nice.
Facepalm alert!
What does a noob and a rogue have in common?
Oh boy, I'm not sure I'm going to like this, but I don't know what.
They both pick locks. Sorry. And I will admit, my very first tune is a warlock, and it still is. But that was the biggest joke that we had way back in the day.
Well played, madam. Well played.
So that's a time-honored combination, rogue and warlock?
It is just more that both of them pick locks. Noob and a noob rogue.
And we're starting out with jokes. I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
So Tosh, the person who always gives me references that sometimes go over my head, but I always love them. What have you been up to?
Well, like Taliep said, came into Classic. We waited about 30 minutes and got in. I took this opportunity to play a rogue. I've never played a rogue before, so kind of excited about that. Rolled a rogue in retail. Is that new, calling regular Warcraft retail? I've just been hearing that.
What I understand is it started when there were the private servers, which we don't endorse or condone. We're just putting up facts that there were private servers.
Got it.
I'm calling it Classic and Current WoW because I don't like calling Classic not retail because they're both retail. They're both giving Blizzard $15 a month. They're both going to sustain this game for maybe another 50 years.
I'll just call it retail because that's what I've been hearing it called. And I find I'm liking it. It's interesting. I also have done something a little different for my first time. Those that follow us on Twitter, I have rolled a female toon for the first time. Ooh. I've never had a female toon, so got a little backstory that we've created for them. And
now we are questing as sisters.
Yes.
Rather than as a couple, which is what we usually do.
Yeah. So we're sisters, and they've got a little bit of a backstory. Jackie and Mercy. Who knows? They may find their way onto the show.
So it's like the in-game version of the Snapchat filter that I showed off years ago of the female version of me.
Yeah, and you remember the little exchange you and I had.
I was actually honored that you were so open to it because I was thinking I've got friends who are transitioning.
So Fraz posted this, and I knew nothing about these Snapchat filters. So he posted the thing. I don't remember what you said. You said, I'm, very comfortable with this or something. And I sent him a private message. I said, dude, I don't know what you're trying to communicate right now, but I just want you to know that Professor Taliep and I are both supportive.
We thought you were trying to tell us something.
I was kind of attracted to myself when I saw what I look like as a female. I mean, it was like, wow.
So I've already made Fraz uncomfortable right here at the beginning of the show. Perfect. So moving right along, other than Classic, we've been doing a fair bit of something we've never done before, which is current content rating and dungeoning. I've discovered the joys of being a healer. So my Kultiran druid, Ribblesdale, is a healer, and we've gotten in with a great guild. Right now we're doing Eternal Palace. We missed out on the very end. I had to go out of town on business, so we missed out at the very end of Dazarlor. Yeah, so we missed out on the end content on that. We didn't finish out, but we'll go back. We'll circle back around and do that in LFR or something, or go back. Plus, try and get a decent weapon drop for Ribblesdale. He's still running with a 370 staff, and it's killing me.
I just got a 401 weapon, and without rating. That was on Mythic Zeros.
God. Okay, you've got RNGesus is in your corner, so.
Oh yeah, especially because in Classic, I had 4 bags drop, and I bought one from somebody. Actually, I bought 2, but yeah, I've already got my first bank bag, so I mean, somebody's smiling on me from.
Wow, no RNG. Kidding.
And Emma, as somebody that I think it's RNGesus. Is that what they call it? I'm trying to remember what people call it in the
RNG. Random generator god?
Yes. And the one who Invincible is dropped 3 times for you, 4 times for you?
Twice for me, but Precious Ribbon on my warrior has dropped every time it's gone in there, except for the last time when I was with you.
Okay, yes, because
wow.
RNG did not like me last time.
Yeah, my warrior is my lucky one in the ICC. Like I said, it kept on getting Precious Ribbon, and on my warrior, both times I've gotten Invincible. One, my boyfriend thankfully passed up the role, and the other one I was able to give to my best friend. I will not go in there alone. I do have some RNG, it just depends on who I'm with. Like my best friend, if she's on her druid and I'm on my main, I have all the luck. She has none.
This past week, you went in with me on ICC, and we had a fun time.
Yes, we did.
And then besides from that, what have you been up doing? Well,
doing the palace, we basically can do all of normal in one night.
Wow.
Nice.
Time to spare. So we've been doing a heroic. Apparently they did heroic last night. I missed it because I decided to do Pokemon raiding with my best friend.
Oh, nice.
The regional lock legendary ones that just came out in the spring. I can't remember what they're called.
So the same person who on the Confessions from a Raider was doing another Pokemon raid.
Yeah, I'm doing a different type of raid. I didn't really tell my raid team why I wasn't there.
And did any of them hear the episode with that? And did they ask you about that?
No, and so it's now happened twice, and no, they haven't asked me anything about it.
Okay, good. Because I didn't know if any of them listened to the show, or if they did. I don't know if they were.
Well, they haven't talked to me.
Okay,
but I tried to warn them last time that I wouldn't be able to go, and if they asked, I would have told them. I spent it with my best friend. I haven't had a chance to play Classic yet. My life outside the game has been really hectic, so I just haven't had much time to play. I haven't had much time to play any games, to tell you the truth. I've dabbled a little bit in Pokemon Go. I've dabbled a little bit on my Switch. Oh, actually, I was playing an amazing game on my phone.
Is it called Raid Shadow Legends? That's the new hotness right now on YouTube. All the videos are being sponsored by that.
It's called Hidden Secret. Basically, you have a chance to win real money. Right now, the first promo test run of it just finished, so I don't know when they're going to be releasing the next one. But with this one, it was 1 week, and each day was released some puzzles. And so let's say you don't have, like, the first 4 days, you just didn't have time to do it, whatever. You can unlock them all in that one day, up to that point. But each day they would unlock more. The very last puzzle that actually gave you the money, I still haven't finished it. I can still finish it, which is great. But the very last day for the money, the person ended up winning it within 7 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it gambling? I'm a little unclear. What?
It's not really gambling. It's what it is the app will put kind of like have you played Pokemon Go?
I'm familiar with it. I've observed it played.
Okay. So it's kind of like Pokemon Go where you have to go to certain locations to pick up pieces of a paper. And there's 5 that will spawn each day. And let's say, for instance, you just can't get to those locations for whatever reason. You can watch an ad and you'll still get the piece of paper. So they try to make it fair because sometimes things do go on private property. You can't predict where these things are going to do. It's random generated. You do that, and once you get these 5 pieces of paper, you put them together to make a page, and then there will be a puzzle. And you have to just figure out what the answer to the puzzle to get to the next day, to the next day events. On the very last day, it's the same thing, but you have to find where the location of the hidden treasure is. And if you're the very first person to find it and submit the answer, you can win actual real money.
So rewarding you for geocaching, I mean, virtual geocaching.
Yeah, it's essentially what it is. It sounds like geocaching.
Yeah, basically, my understanding, the creators had geocaching in their heads, Pokemon Go for, going out and about and walking, doing the escape rooms where you have, a certain amount of time to escape a room because they'll have those type of puzzles in there. Just something fun for kind of everyone.
My only fear with this is because, there have been fights over Pokemon Go in gyms. Somebody will try to stop somebody from going to one of these because there's money involved.
Well, see, this is the thing. Each person's phone, the map places are random.
Okay.
So there's no gyms, there's no spinning things, they're random. Basically, you're looking at your phone and it tells you, okay, you have to go here. Now, I will fully admit I was completely lazy and I just watched the ad from home. So I didn't even go near the location. I just clicked on it, watched the ad, and then did the puzzle.
Huh.
So, like I said, you can be lazy if you want, or you can actually, if you go to those locations, you can get in-game gold coins. And those in-game gold coins can let you purchase the hints in the game.
I don't have the gold coin. I'm sorry. It's private property. Get out of my house. Sorry. I just had somebody come to my house.
So I was going to try that Wizards Unite, the Harry Potter one.
Yeah.
But then I discovered you actually had to leave your house. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I haven't left my house at all today.
Well, then this game might be for you because you can still do all the stuff, but you don't have to leave your house if you really don't want to.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. But if you do want to leave your house and you're going on a walk, hey, there it is.
But I mean, leaving my house would mean that I would miss WoW Classic. I mean, this past week, I've been doing WoW Classic and having a.
You mean you've been stuck in queue waiting to get into Classic?
No, because the first day I had a queue of about 30 minutes, and then I kept having World Server down. So I played a couple of games and all that. I started playing Stardew Valley. I think it was last night. I went in to play and I could not log on to Peggle.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, I'm going to join Bloodstone Buccaneer because that's where Leo Wild is. That's where Resurus is. That's where the Wild Challenges Iron Guild is. So I joined there, and guess what my character is?
A female rogue?
No. It's a blood. No, they don't have any bloodhounds. It's a pirate of some sort. A gnome pirate?
Well, it could be a pirate. Well, no, I don't have that title. I'd have to actually get all the rep for the Bloodstone. But it is an undead rogue.
So you're both playing rogues. That seems appropriate.
And you're on Bloodsail. We're on Bloodsail and on Peggle.
Wow. So we are on opposite factions. I mean, on Peggle, I'm on Alliance. But on Bloodsail, I'm on Horde.
Wow.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, I know. I mean, though, it is kind of nice. Like, I mean, it's not nice that I'm away from you guys, but it was nice that I was there with people that I at least knew from the stream, because Resurus sent me this morning some leather armor and stuff like that, so has helped outfit my rogue for a little bit. The funniest story on Classic, I got to share this. People have been lining up in queues. I mean, I have seen so many people being nice, so many people grouping up. like I'll be somewhere, people will actually send me invites and they're like saying, hey, do you want to join? Do you want to group in this area? We're doing all that. There are lines. If you have to wait for a quest mob, people line up and do it. So we then went into the dwarf ice cave to get the one thing. People lined up and I said, hey, I'm in a group because this one is a mob that everybody can loot from. And we joined the group. All of a sudden, one of our members in our group was up to kill the mob. And our leader's like, oh, we're up. He's like, fast pass. So
I saw you. That's what you meant when you posted that on Twitter. Okay, fast pass. I get it.
You know what? I remember classic days where that's kind of was the feel, the environment where it was help each other out. I still remember amazing, wonderful rogue, apparently. Actually, I have two versions of rogues. The undead rogue that I don't care about because I was alliance, and then the night elf rogue that I absolutely adore, who helped me through the things and it's like, here, I'll give you some money, or here, I have this that I can help you. Oh, you don't know where this quest is? Well, I do. I'll take it there. And he's like 10 levels higher than me.
Wow. Because like I was in Undercity and somebody handed me a pair of pants.
Yeah, that's how I remembered Classic being, where everyone was there helping each other. And Frazley, it's probably because you took off your pants to dance on top of the mailbox.
Hey, that's the secret. I sent you that in iMessage. Nobody else was supposed to.
I was just going to say, that happened to me my freshman year in college. That doesn't really sound like...
I just think those photos of people actually standing in line in the game are just wonderful. That's just so charming.
Yeah, and Leobrod does make a good point. People still help each other with quest bosses now. We just don't have to group up to do it, so we don't realize it. We think that we're on our own.
Right.
And I think because of Classic, because we know of the mob tapping rules, we see it better. And I'm thinking, yeah.
Well, I know I have in the past where I'm noticing that someone pulled a little too much, even though I'm done in that area. I'll still help clean up their stuff, or vice versa, where I've had people help me because I was silly and I grabbed too much when I'm a clothy. There's people who right now is really nice, but doing the whole line because only one person can tag a mob, that is amazing.
There are still jerks though in Classic. I just gotta say, I'm hearing Felicia Day is getting a lot of jerks, and I had it today where this person, they're a clothy, but instead of saying, "Hey, can I join your group?" they pulled mobs over to me and left so I could kill it. I'm a rogue, so I have endurance and stamina, but not enough. So there are people that are still being rude. So there are exceptions to every bit of niceness. I just got to say, Classic's not everybody Sunshine of Rainbows.
Were they a troll?
No, they were actually undead. They were an undead priest. And you know who you are, undead priest. If you're listening, you know who you are. You did it multiple times. I'm looking at you, undead. Well, I'm not looking at you, undead priest, but yeah. But two people who I know would never do that are Toshmifune and Professor Taliep.
That you know of.
Oh, that's true.
I was totally doing that in Northshire. Taliep actually called me out because I was like, ranged, right? I've got that knife throwing as a rogue. Yeah. And I was just like throwing it. I would see like somebody running towards a thing, and I would just turn and quick twitch. You
realize that the knife throwing is a consumable, right?
Oh yeah, I discovered that afterwards.
I explained to him that I had heard that on the Classic servers, because you couldn't change servers, everybody kind of got to know people, and there's reputations involved. And I just told him that I'd heard that, and so I think he stopped doing that.
I didn't want people think that Jackie is a jerk.
Yeah, I remember where I was on a small server, and if you were a jerk, you got called out, and you can be blacklisted, where the community just knows who you are and will make sure no one hangs out with you.
Wow, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
With how our community has grown, because they now know your server and your name, if somebody's on that server, it happens to go to BlizzCon, because the two of you are on the BlizzCon.
We are.
So now somebody can be like, I remember Jackie in Elwyn Forest. You're Jackie.
Except we're going as Tashi and Taliep, so they will never know about Jackie and Mercy.
Okay, good.
Well, now they do, of course.
Yeah, now they do.
And if we put them on the podcast, they will.
Yes.
So we better behave ourselves.
Absolutely. Especially with those cool shirts you have. You have the cool Toshmifune and Taliep shirts.
Rocking the shirt.
Very nice.
What are your plans for BlizzCon?
We're just going to come and enjoy the heck out of the experience. I mean, we're getting in, Wednesday?
Yes, that's what we planned.
Yeah.
We haven't actually made our flight reservations yet. We better do that.
Well, I'm driving. I don't know about you. I'm driving out.
All right. Well, I better do that then.
Yeah.
Yes, and we plan to get there on Wednesday and do the party on the Con Before the Storm on Thursday.
Yep.
And there's a big party. This is our first time there, so we only know from watching the videos because we've subscribed for the last 2 or 3 years, but that's all we know. So there's some of the sessions that I know we'd like to go to, like the voice recording session that we would definitely like to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the cosplay event. And we want to meet up with people that we've met through the podcasting.
Can you hear us, Allie?
I'm really looking forward to that.
Allie's going to be there. We're going to see her.
Yeah. Yes, I'm really looking forward to meeting Allie in person.
Yeah.
And some of the people from the Girls Gone Wild podcast that we've been hanging out with.
Other than the Con Before the Storm, is there any other parties that you're going to see if you can hang in? Or do you know of any other parties that maybe people don't know about?
I know of one that I think you need to add to your calendar then, if you're going to be in on there. So if you want to be a villain, I think you should go to DitchCon.
DitchCon?
Yeah, DitchCon is being put on by Pwnecast, and Pwnecast is a kick-butt podcast. Belle does an amazing job, and DitchCon will be on Wednesday, October 30th from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Is it because for people who don't have BlizzCon tickets, so they can still have a party out there?
Well, it's that, and also part of it is people will, you'll get there, and people will, you meet up with your friends, and then they'll ditch you. So Bella's like, hey, people are getting ditched all the time. Let's put a party for people that get ditched on the night everyone arrives, and we will have a fun times. And you can meet new friends.
I dig it. Okay, there we go. Wednesday night, DitchCon.
There you go.
Do we just walk up to strangers and say, can you tell me where DitchCon is? I just happen to know there's a Red Robin that's walking distance from Anaheim Convention Center. I happen to be a big fan of that particular Red Robin. So that was my only plan Wednesday night.
Well, now you got a new one. Well, Frazley's trying to find that information. Are you guys going to go to Blizzny?
We haven't made any plans to go to Disneyland. I'm actually spending the week there the last week of this month of September. I may be a little Disneyed out.
You can never, ever be Disney out. Ever.
No, and I love Disneyland. It's one of my favorite places. We haven't made any specific plans to hit the park.
Maybe another time.
We just want to experience as much of BlizzCon itself as we possibly can. I mean, that's where all our energy is going to go, and seeing all the good folks at Con Before Storm and the panels, the voiceover panel. That's the voice talent panel is my number one. If I don't get to see anything else, that's the one panel I want to go to.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching that one on the virtual ticket. It's so cool seeing the voice actors and seeing the personality and seeing the drive that they have.
Oh yeah.
And DitchCon is at ditchcon.com. I was trying to find the hotel information, but DitchCon admission is free. You just got to RSVP a ticket at ditchcon.com. From there, I think they'll give you all of the hotel information.
That'll happen tonight. We'll go and RSVP that.
And a recommendation for Red Robin, they have the Impossible Burger now, and I had that yesterday. Oh, it was delicious. Now, don't do the zucchini fries. They added zucchini fries and I thought, okay, I get these pseudo fries. I thought, okay, zucchini will be healthy. It's fried. So I'm like,
no.
I love zucchini sticks, and I know they're fries.
There is only one good burger at Red Robin, and that's the Royal.
You get the Royal, has an Impossible Burger.
No. I can't even talk to you about this.
My niece, who is a vegetarian and has been since she was a child, had an Impossible Burger and said it was one of the most wonderful things she'd ever eaten.
It is so good.
So
and
I may try it.
I'm what they call veggie curious. Like I still like eating meat, but I am trying to replace whenever I can with vegetarian options. And Amanda got me interested in trying out vegan stuff. And it's the perfect time because did you hear KFC is now trying Beyond Meat? They're trying a plant-based chicken.
There is a lot of places that are doing Beyond Meat right now. I deal with a food service and they're starting to put Beyond Meats in it. And actually I had one of their Beyond Meat burger patties, and they're really good. But my coworker brought up a good point the other day when we were talking about Beyond Meat. It's still processed food.
Yes, I mainly do it to change out the meat, but it is not, in my opinion, healthier than getting rid of any of that stuff.
Because
you guys are killing me right now. I have engaged in very minimal nutritional activity today. I came straight home from work. I barely had time to get in front of the mic. I'm dying.
As I'm eating a Pokeball.
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me.
And normally I would recommend at BlizzCon the Wowhead party, but this year you don't have to choose either the Wowhead or Come for the Storm because you now have
the same
them
party
together. Exactly.
They're the same party.
About time.
I think that was great that they picked that up, Wowhead, as a sponsor. Well deserved. And, of course, they blew their goals right out of the water. So, obviously, people love what's being done with Calm Before Storm, and deservedly so.
No.
Yeah. The only thing I'm hoping is I am kind of still hoping maybe Pot Before the Con, but I understand that if this year it doesn't happen. I was honored to be on last year with the amazing Toshmifune, Ali, Nick, Madros. I know I'm forgetting somebody, and I apologize. Stone was on. I mean, I'm forgetting somebody. But
And I don't think CTR is doing any parties this year.
Oh, no. They are not doing an official party, but join the CTR Discord because they are going to have information, and you can find that at discord.convertraid.com. So, and even if you don't have a group to hang out with, CTR is always welcome to hang out with people, even if they're not guildies of CTR.
So, if only half of CTR shows up at, what do they got, 30, 50, 187,000 members? I mean,
Oh, and Berserker. Yes, Ali mentioned Berserker. And Berserker is amazing. I still got to get Berserker on the show again because I talked with them a year ago. And I talked with Navax and Berserker differently. I have learned so much in podcasting. And I know that you've learned a lot but both of you have learned a lot in podcasting.
Brilliant pivot, by the way. Brilliant pivot, Fraz. Nicely done, sir.
Oh, thank you. That's one thing I've tried to learn. So what is one thing that you've learned about podcasting since we last chatted?
Taliep, you want to lead out on this?
Well, yes, although I may not be the best person, since I don't do the actual podcasting, I help with the background research. I help with the writing. I write some of the segments, but I don't do the actual any of the technical stuff. So I don't know that I've actually learned anything about podcasting except that I've watched Toshmifune and watched him get faster at doing it and more efficient at doing it. And I have learned how much fun doing the background research is for what we do. That's my favorite part when we go to a part of the world for Velmix in critique and we go and we, focus on one little area and examine all the details to find everything we can find. That's fun. And then we've started doing, the tales, the chronicles of Cadfile and Gadget, and we work our way through a storyline. I had never really done that with the Westfall quest line that leads up to the Dead Mines. And I hadn't actually made the connection between the stuff that goes on in Westfall and the Dead Mines, and now I do. So that's my favorite part of it and what I really have learned that I enjoy.
Now, I have to say you're totally underselling yourself, and so does everyone in chat. Behind any great podcaster, there is support. And without that support, even that tech help, any help, even writing, because writing is very difficult for a lot of people. Every great podcast needs that help. So you're totally underselling yourself.
Yeah, I've been saying that I wish I had a Taliep for what I do, because just seeing the connection, how the stories flow, all this stuff, you both make an amazing team. And I think without either of you, it would not be as good as it is now.
We do make a good team, and I think that what we do together is probably, better. But I also have to say that Toshmifune is an excellent writer. He's written some other things that are really, really good.
Well, Emma and Fraz and everybody in chat room, thank you for saying so eloquently what I would have stumbled through. That first of all, the Halfhill report wouldn't even exist without Taliep and her being in many ways the muse for the show. The Halfhill report is a fictional radio broadcast originating out of the village of Halfhill in the upstairs room at the Lazy Turnip. It's a short 15-minute radio broadcast, college radio station broadcast, where we report and we brand it as a small town view of a very large world. And it's the view of what's going on in Azeroth from the viewpoint of this little town. We just dropped episode 990, I think episode 90. I think we're probably starting to creep up towards 100 episodes when you talk about the unnumbered episodes, some of the special episodes, including the one this past weekend with Allie. Don't you blush. But Allie coming in as a wonderful gnome character, Trissa Tosselbrass. What we've learned is that we're having just as much fun, if not more fun, than when we first started. We've become comfortable with our collaborative writing. Speaking of writing, for those of you that like the character of Rizak, right? Hey,
oh, absolutely.
Everybody likes Rizak, right? Well, so what most people don't know is that Rizak is completely written by Professor Taliep. I've talked about this, and she completely writes that character. All I got to do is read the words. She's not the writing is very much a collaboration. And similarly with the Chronicles of Gadget and Cadfile. And what we've learned is that we can expand out the aperture of our storytelling. Also, the wonderful the people that we've had as guests on the special editions. I just mentioned Allie came on as Trissa Tosselbrass. Ro of Realm Maintenance came on as Coldorn Soulchris.
Syl from Whispers of War.
Thunk the Peon, which may have been one of the, no offense to anybody else, but that may have been one of the funnest podcasts I've ever done.
Well, what's an iPhone?
And just from a tech side, I've gotten a little more efficient at editing and putting things together. Still haven't learned decent breath control on the mic. There are times when I swear I'm listening to it. I'm going, I think I've said this before. I sound like I have emphysema, but apparently I'm the only one that hears it.
Yeah, I don't hear it. I hear it on my stuff that I record. So I think that I'm the one, and you have perfect breath control. I don't know how you do it. I mean, because we could do it like Chocolate Rain. Chocolate Rain, for any kids who may not know, would go away from the mic when they had to breathe. And that was part of the whole video. Is like
if I had a dynamic mic like yours instead of a condenser, I probably could do that a little more effectively. But that's still something I struggle with every week. And as I'm doing the editing, I go, "Oh my God!" What people are like? Is he in an oxygen tent? What's going on with this guy? But we've really learned that we can expand out the story aperture, bring in long arc stories. The recent one with when Daolin came back from the war injured, and we've done about a 5-6 week story arc with her and her recovery.
And boy, is she lucky she recovered.
Yeah. We had a long conversation with that. I was thinking, well, what if we just left her paralyzed? Until he was like really mad at me. She goes, "What do you have against Daolin? Why are you?"
Yeah, because earlier he wanted to kill her off.
Yeah, at one point in the story, I thought, what if Daolin died?
Oh.
See? Nobody likes that.
And isn't telling Allie, so you want to kill off Allie?
Well, yes, Allie did do the voice on the Christmas episode of not only Daolin, but also Velmic and Daolin's little girl, Alice. So, yes. No offense, Allie. Allie, I don't have Twitch open. I cannot see what your reaction is to any of this.
Yeah, Allie's saying, what? You can't kill her off.
No.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
I don't know where that darkness comes from. It just comes from somewhere.
Oh, believe me, when I was in elementary school, I had this thing about Jonathan, the space explorer, and I had a spaceship, and all the people on the space station died.
Yeah, that darkness comes from some. Fortunately, I have Professor Taliep to kind of balance me out on that.
And you can't see Allie yelling at you right now, and you also can't see Allie saying we're all more critical of our own work.
Yes, I am my own worst critic. Taliep has to, pull me back off the ledge a number of times during script writing sessions. And it is a wonderful collaborative partnership that we have developed over the years. And it's very much a passion project, and it is reflective of both of us. I just happen to be the fortunate one sitting in front of the mic and doing the voices.
Any teasers might be happening when you get closer to... I'm assuming episode 100?
Well, no. I mean, there are no big story reveals or anything that are coming. We are going to try and work in Classic in an interesting way, and this was completely Taliep's idea.
Well, Taliep has given Toshmifune an assignment because she's always been bothered by the fact that he just stays in Halfhill and doesn't really go out and do any actual reporting. He's more of a broadcaster than he is a journalist at this point. So she's trying to get him out into the world. So she's given him an assignment to do research on what Azeroth used to be like before the cataclysm. And then once he's done the research, then he needs to do his own report on what Azeroth looks like now after the cataclysm. So I'm hoping that he will come up with some interesting responses from that assignment.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for, like I said, for people who aren't familiar with the show, the conceit of the show is that Professor Taliep is Toshmifune's faculty advisor. We were kind of kicking around how we were going to work in Classic because people are interested in that. We will take our experiences in Classic, if we ever get out of Northshire, we'll take our experiences in Classic and work them into the show using this device of Tashi reporting on Azeroth before the cataclysm.
I do have right on my desk right now a official strategy guide for our Classic from 2004. That could help you, pull out some information.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I'm going to be, Wowpedia is definitely my friend. Going to be very, very interesting. Speaking of Northshire real quick, does anybody else feel bad about putting down the members of the Defias Brotherhood? Because once we did that one storyline with Gadget and Cadfile and I discovered what the Defias Brotherhood really was, I mean, they were essentially union organizers, right?
Yeah.
And now I feel kind of bad. It's like, I don't feel good about killing members of the Defias Brotherhood now.
No, especially because I'm finding out like Westfall really is like they're the place they are. They're desperate. Like whenever we're out there, even like those looters and those people that are like in the fields, they're desperate because they're trying to get help from their king. And I'm like, wow, I never realized how grim Westfall was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's still grim. If you actually go in there now, not Classic, it's still a very grim story about how all these people are basically destitute and they need help and they're starving.
Yeah.
And they're not getting it.
Yeah, and they kind of got done over very poorly by the wealthier people of Stormwind. And like I said, as I'm running around in Classic, right there in Northshire, where you have to put down members of the Defias Brotherhood, I said, I feel a little bit like a union buster. I don't know that I feel good about this.
You shouldn't. Just put it out there. You shouldn't. Just put it out there. You shouldn't.
You can't have too many scruples if you're going to play this game. You have to let some of them go.
Yes.
Well, as a podcast of note recently, it is morally gray.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, that assignment that Toshmifune has is not a spoiler because we put it in the last podcast. So I just wanted to say that.
And for now, Dowlin is safe.
For now.
For now.
For now.
Tosh wants to kill Allie.
Never know.
I thought I liked you, Tosh. I mean, I like Allie. Allie's an awesome friend, and you want to kill Allie.
Well, Allie now is officially and always will be Trissa Tusselbrass, as far as I'm concerned. So,
and Allie's saying that Talon better be safe.
Yes, I think Dowlin will be completely safe for the foreseeable future.
Allie, I'm glad to have an ally in this campaign. I've been working to keep Dowlin alive for quite a while now. And it's good to have support.
And I got to say that Trisha is a great role, but it's a small part compared to Talon.
Was that a gnome joke?
Yep.
Oh.
I got a face palm.
Well done. Yes. Well done.
Oh.
See, that was a success. The same way that Classic is a success.
Brilliant pivot.
Well done.
I still haven't had a chance to play it, I will fully admit, and I am really wanting to because I have so many great memories back in the day. I still have great memories now. I won't lie. But I think I had more of a community feel back then to now. And I'm seeing all these photos on Twitter and all that, and I am jealous of them.
So, Classic is a success, or at least it's very popular at launch. And that's why I wanted to bring up this story, because quite a few different stories came up this past week about different things, like Activision's Blizzard stock rose. After Classic WoW launched, it rose up to 6% as of 1 p.m. on Tuesday, August 27th. So WoW was showing that, which is a good thing. I mean, that means that Activision is getting revenue. And I think if Activision sees that WoW is doing good, they're not going to want to drop it.
Hopefully.
Do you think they do want to drop it?
No, but this past year we've seen that they've dropped things that aren't making money. Like Heroes of the Storm has been given a raw end of the deal. It is now a Classic thing. I mean, StarCraft. So it's one of those, you see Activision Blizzard is trying to change a few things, and they're trying to like get rid of what's not making money. And I mean, WoW's still one of their big ones, but some people were leaving WoW with BFA, and I'm hoping that this means that people are coming back to WoW.
I'll admit, a couple of my Reign members have almost left Current to just play Classic. And I don't know that's because they want, world first for things or realm first for things. But yeah, no, I have a lot of people I know who are just, even people who haven't been playing for years have come back just to play Classic.
How much of that, though, do you think is the novelty factor?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think a part of it is just the novelty factor and the
nostalgia. And it's also people, like I have another friend who couldn't get into World of Warcraft because he's missing so much of the story. And he wanted Classic, so he might maybe come back now because Classic's there.
I suppose that's true. I mean, Taliep, you came in during BC, right?
Cataclysm.
Oh, yeah, you came in during Cata. Even though I came in shortly before MOP, I still consider myself a MOP baby. I mean, there is just a ton of story. And you're right, to come in at this point, after being away from the game for quite a long time, it would be a little daunting.
I really think there's a bit more to it than that, though. There's something about the gameplay. The gameplay is different. We did the demo that they offered last year, and I was really astonished. I know we talked about this, Tashi, how much he liked it. I liked it too, but he's not a patient man.
Oh.
And I thought.
Oh.
and
Oh.
And I thought that, we would play a little and he would say, yeah, this was fun, but, I don't have the patience for all of this.
You mean half an hour of attacking boars to get just 6 pieces of meat?
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah. But he actually liked it and was, became very excited about playing Classic. And, I don't know how long that will last because we're just, barely into it. Like I said, we probably only played an hour and a half or so it's a long way to go. But I've heard other people talk about that too, that, there's something satisfying about things being more challenging and more difficult.
Well, it's not just challenging or difficult. You don't notice the time flying by. That's one thing I remember way back in the day. I would say I'll only play for an hour to do a few things, and next thing you know, 5-6 hours has gone by.
Oh, I know. This afternoon I logged in and I played from I think like 3 o'clock till 7:15. I was only going to go on for just a little bit, and I'm like, whoa, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the challenge of it. When we tried the demo, we did the hunter thing, and then I was like, oh my God, ammunition and feeding your pet.
Making your pet happy.
I was learning to play a whole new game, and I enjoyed that challenge. And that may be what, people are resonating with. I've heard people say, now I've never experienced anything different other than up to now. I've heard people say, oh, the new Warcraft is, it's just all nerfed. It's super easy. I would challenge them to, heal a 5-man dungeon on Mythic, a Mythic level.
Plus?
Yeah, Mythic Plus, and see how easy it is. I'm usually drenched in sweat after that experience.
We don't give our tanks and our healers enough credit. We really don't. Because I've tried both, and you're on edge because as a tank, you have to make sure you have all the adds, and someone's always going to pull off of you. There's always that one.
Yep.
Or you have to make sure everything's angled and taunted at the same time, and then you got your healers who has to make sure they have enough mana to heal everyone, which heals to use so they don't use up all their mana within the first few seconds.
Yep.
And then when you're doing a time thing and you're trying to make the time, it goes a lot quicker. And with the challenges of higher levels, you have more things, more damages going out even while you're not attacking things.
Oh, the affixes?
Yeah.
The affixes, yeah.
Trending brings up an interesting point in chat. Dungeons and raids are not the same thing as the rest of the game, in their opinion.
True.
And I could see that. You talk about the challenge of the dungeons. And what if the dungeons in BFA are challenging, but the rest of the game has gotten easy?
They have and they haven't. Because, all right, I'm right now doing the new underwater zone place. When I first went out there, even though I was raid gear level, I still had issues pulling some mobs. Where if I pulled one too many, I would be owned. Now, the difference from Classic to this is there's usually a way where you can pull one ad at a time if you're not properly geared. Back then, you accidentally hit one Murloc. He ends up killing 5 Murlocs with that one, so that means you have 6 on you. Then when when their health goes lower, then they run the opposite direction, grab a whole bunch more Murlocs, and that 6 Murlocs is now 20.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Like, why did they get rid of that? I like that Murloc aggro. I do. I died a lot, but I like it.
So when we were running through Nazjatar, Bloodfin Village, right there in the northern part of Nazjatar, I assume that's where you're talking about. I said this was Blizzard making Murlocs scary again.
Well, see, the thing is, you can still easily go through that village and do 1 or 2 pulls at a time. I'm talking about Classic, where you pull 1, you get 6, and then soon as one goes to lower health, they run away and they pull more.
Yeah, Tosh, have you been to Crystal Lake yet in Elwyn Forest?
No, we haven't even hit level 5 yet.
Oh.
So we haven't left Northshire.
Okay, so when you finally leave there and you have to do the Crystal Lake, you'll know what I mean by you aggro 1 Murloc, you get a whole family.
If you think Jason's scary, Jason is nothing on Murlocs.
Fantastic. Well, like I said, making Murlocs scary again. So
yeah. And then it's
that's a good tip. Thank you. We will keep that in mind.
And then any humanoid, when their health gets lower, they would run away.
Yes, I've already experienced that quite a few times, and it's like, stay here. Yes.
Yeah. So you have to be kind of a little bit more strategic on how you play in Classic, where here they might run away, but they would never really run into a big mob and give you a whole bunch.
Now, I had one thing that I noticed. There's no scaling in Classic.
No.
So I leveled up. I already found myself getting better. There was this mob that I was having issues with. I leveled up and I was already better. I like the scaling that current has, where you're going along and you're learning more abilities, but enemies are still difficult.
See, I don't care for the scaling. I do if I want to go through the storyline, but I still want to be. I like easy mode. I'll fully admit I like easy mode. But I remember back in the day where I'll be questing in an area and all the quests are now gray, but I wanted to finish because I wanted to finish the storyline. That is when I would like scaling to work.
Yes, because I already had a quest that was turning green. I was like, oh, I got to go turn that in.
Yes. Because it's so easy to out-level those quests, and to get further into the storyline or more quests that will make it harder, you have to finish all these gray ones first. So it ends up taking longer because the gray ones are not going to give you any XP.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a thing?
That's a thing.
Oh.
Yeah. And they don't give you gold either. Have you noticed that you don't get gold from rewards?
Yeah, I have noticed that. Yes.
Oh, and you'll have a problem that you don't get a chance of getting a mount, so you actually should be saving as much money as you can for a mount. Only people who got basically free mounts, but they're not free, there's a long quest chain, was warlocks and paladins. They're the only ones who would get the mount, but you still have to pay for riding abilities.
I got to say that I'm probably just going to buy a pair of boots because these boots are made for walking, and that's what I'm going to do. These boots are going to be walking right over to you.
Well done, well done.
Yeah, you'll be doing that too. I remember I had a guild member who helped me with my warlock quest so I could get my mount because it was cheaper than buying a mount, because I think it was, I don't even want to know. I might say it was only like 250 gold or something like that for a mount, something like that. It was ridiculously expensive, and you're lucky if you actually build a gold by the time you're level 60.
Yeah, I brought my Dwarfies who had raided in Molten Core. I started playing them again in Legion. They were level 60, had no epic mount, no epic riding skill. I was like, that's why.
Oh, and remember, there's no flying, so it's on the ground all the way.
You know, I'm not going to miss flying. I mean, we got flying in BFA recently. We got, got that. And it's great now that we're going and, trying to do emissary caches and stuff like that, where we want to do things quickly. I enjoy being on the ground. You get a real sense of the size of the world.
I found Classic was really well done to be on the ground, because you're not really fighting to try and do dailies or try to get anywhere quickly. You're just enjoying everything.
Right.
So it's a different feel.
Classic is really a journey, and that is one thing I was talking with Pete of Swords Around Azeroth, and I think he's going through it all and he's finishing it all and like trying to get as fast as he can. I'm just going along, enjoying it. I have a goal of getting through it, but I'm not worried at how long it takes me, because in a way, in current WoW, I feel the opposite. In current WoW, I worked my butt off to get Pathfinder. I feel like I'm always working to get something. So there is kind of almost that lazy feel in Classic where you're enjoying it. I mean, kind of like Woebegone, which is one of the influences for the Halfhill reports.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The little town that time forgot and years can't improve.
Mm-hmm.
My goal, if you will, or the reason why I wanted to play Classic all along was to see the world before the Cataclysm. That's, what I want to do. I'm not really concerned about leveling up or anything of that sort, as long as I can get, a high enough level to go see the parts of the world that have changed. And so...
And trust me, you can. It's called corpse hopping. Me and my best friend used to do it all the time to discover the whole entire map. So you can do it at any level.
Oh, you just have to die and then just run around and do whatever you want.
Well, Mara, you die, run to your body, run further, die.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to go back to your body at all. You could just stay as a ghost and run around for 5 minutes.
And open the map, you have to be alive.
Well, what if I don't care about opening the map?
Well, then go ahead and run around.
I'm just going to rogue around. I'm going to use that stealth ability, man, and just rogue around.
I'm loving that, and I see why Capo pickpockets me all the time, because I'm loving. I go to different mobs, and I'm getting like loot and stuff off of them. I may actually get my mount just by pickpocketing.
Yeah, we were talking about that being able to pocket will be a good way of saving up gold toward the mount.
It got me through my freshman year in college. That's two freshman year in college jokes. That's done. It's done for the night.
I only said that about the running around as a ghost because we do the gnome walk every year. You folks probably do too. And one of my favorite parts is the part where you go to Orgrimmar and you get killed, and then you just still go to Orgrimmar and run around Orgrimmar and sit on the throne and all of that while you're a ghost. I like that part. So I think it wouldn't bother me a bit to run around as a ghost.
Oh, wow.
The colors aren't just pretty.
Orgrimmar is haunted by gnomes. Oh, wow. That's like a horror player's nightmare.
Yes, it is. It's totally haunted by gnomes that afternoon.
I just felt a cold draft along my knees. What's going on? What happened?
and Allie's saying that you had quite the experience in college, Tosh.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Taliep encouraged me, and we watched it together. If you haven't watched the video of the devs playing Classic, it's up on the Battle.net splash screen. If you haven't watched that, it is just delightful. And it got me so excited to go play, to see these guys who actually created the game. And it was like watching kids play, and it was just the best. It was just absolutely the best video. And one thing they said, and I think it was during this, and we were just talking about running around on the ground, that the real star of the story of World of Warcraft is the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I think in Classic, you're really going to experience that in ways that maybe in retail, not so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I thought was cool that a dev of World of Warcraft said, John States has a tweet, and I love what he said on this one. He says, I was one of the WoW devs to insist the game would have a 20-year lifespan. I should have said life cycle, because instead, WoW might be the first generational game, one that relaunches for every generation to discovery. And he said, will we see Classic launch again in 15 years? I'm like, that's actually really cool. We see a generation who are now in their college days, or their soon-to-be college days, experiencing stuff, and they're experiencing WoW for the first time. I was talking with Vel, who was it like 1 or 2 when WoW launched, and they're loving experiencing what their parents did in WoW.
How about this? Instead of, Classic being relaunched again in 15 years, they'll do Burning Crusade. And so they'll have servers that will go up to Burning Crusade, and it'll cap it at Burning Crusade.
I don't think people are going to wait 15 years for Burning Crusade servers, because that's
you never know.
One of the...
And people will still hate Mr. Pandaren.
I love Mr. Pandaren.
Yes, a lot of people do, but then people will still hate on Mr. Pandaren when that drops. When that reboots, like, oh, pandas, they've ruined the game.
No, I found Miss Pandaria was the start of easy mode to a certain degree, because I managed to level a lot of characters to max in Miss Pandaria. But I enjoyed it.
Kung Fu Panda had to have it go easy on all the noodles.
We are noodle folk.
All right, we got trivia.
Yeah.
Okay, we got trivia.
I will give you 6 questions. You will do your best to answer them correctly. You each get a card, so this one's just for a professor here. The zones of the Bastardland, Swamp of Sorrow, and the Hinterlands are located in which continent?
The Eastern Kingdoms.
That is correct. Which of the following can no longer be tamed by hunters? Porcupines, goats, a crocodile, or hydras?
Hydras.
That is correct.
Whoa, 2 for 2.
Yeah. Which member of the Earthen Ring and advisor to Thrall once owned Felrin Rin as a slave?
Oh.
I
know who that is, but I can't think of the name.
I would never have gotten this one.
I know this one.
Frazley, can you give any hints? Because I don't know.
It has to do with one of the dungeons that is open in Classic.
Yeah, I should know this, because I just recently re-listened to Wolfheart, and I should know this.
I think I know who it is, but I can't think of the name.
There is a weapon after the name.
Oh.
Frazley knows it.
No, that's not who I thought it was then.
Well, the last name, I think, is a weapon.
Warhammer?
No.
No.
The answer is Rhaegar Earth Fury.
Oh, I was thinking of Nixia.
Okay.
Night Song Battle Gear is a raid tier for which class?
Oh, mages.
That is incorrect. It's Druid.
Oh, I was thinking warrior.
That was my second thought.
You were so close with, the Night Elves.
Yeah.
Commander Youththok, Jenner Vexak, and Hera Volsjas are all members of which monster race? And I'll write out their names for you because I brutally killed their names. Oh, there's one other name. I need to know what monsters these are.
The only thing that's coming to my head, and I know it's not right or Mogu.
No, it is faceless ones.
Oh.
Yeah. Before succumbing to Ascendant Lord Obsidious, Raz the Crazed helped defeat the Twilight Hammer forces in which dungeon?
Is that the one in Silithus?
Was that your answer? Or just location?
It's going to have to be my answer because I can't think of the name.
It is, I believe, a Kata dungeon.
A Kata dungeon.
Yeah.
Not being a dungeon person, that one's difficult. I don't think I know the answer to that.
Do you want to just give a random dungeon name?
Okay, Blackwing Lair.
Very close. Black Rock Cavern.
Oh,
she was
so
close. With a random, she was close.
Hey, I would say a half a point.
Okay. Well, at this point in time, you got 2.5.
Okay.
She's gonna beat me. She's gonna beat me. I'm just gonna point that out right now because if it's not Frasier or Monty Python, I'm probably not gonna get it. So, or Friends, if we can go with Friends.
All right, your first question. The zone of Borned Tundra, Grizzly Hill, and Crystal Song Forest are located in which continent?
Northrend.
That is correct.
Wow, I got one. I'm stunned.
In the WoW TV commercial, what was the class Chuck Norris character played?
Wait, what?
I mean, I've never
heard this one.
You've never seen the old World of Warcraft commercials where they had famous people play characters?
Apparently not.
Like Mr. T?
I've been in the food into my World of Warcraft.
Chuck Norris played a character?
He did.
Come on. Okay. Chuck Norris. How long ago was this pre-Monk?
Yeah, this is pre-Monk.
I guess.
No, it's pre-Monk. This would be, I would say, before Burning Crusade. So this is
okay. I'm just gonna say Paladin and his beard played a warrior.
Sadly, it was a hunter.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely check out the old World of Warcraft commercials where they had famous people play characters. Oh, they even had William Shatner in there too as a character.
And Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes, Ozzy. Ozzy was an undead.
Okay, I'm gonna go find these. Sharon.
Okay, your next question.
Next question, which I will get wrong.
Thrall and Jaina Pramor battled the Burning Legion in which war? War of the Ancient, the First War, Second War, or Third War? You also have to think of how old they are. So, which war would they be in?
Let's say Jaina and Thrall battled Burning Legion. I want to say the Third War, but that's probably wrong.
It is the Third War.
It is the Third War. Wow, okay. I got two. Dos.
What is the name of King Varen's famous sword?
Come on, Tosh. Okay. It's there. I can't retrieve it. It's there. I can't retrieve it.
Throw something out there.
Gary.
Everyone, his new sword is now named Gary. And it will kill you with one little touch. Sorry. It's Charlemagne.
Thank you. Sir, I told you, I'm not going to do good at these.
Oh, trust me, I'm not that great at them either. There's a reason why I read the cards. Now,
I've only won once.
Now, this one, I will be very sad if you don't get. I will be hurt. What whip-wielding hoof demon can summon by a warlock character?
Succubus.
That is correct. I'm glad you got it. Okay, I'm going to write this name because I'm totally... So this name is going to be in our little chat.
Is it still on me?
Yes, it is. This is your last question.
Oh, my God.
I have no clue how to say this name. He's a general. General Drakathan. The beast in Halcon can be found in which dungeon?
Halcyon? Dracasath and Halcyon. Oh, I don't know. I give up. Gary. Marcel. Marcel was the name of the monkey in Friends. I know that.
I know that one too.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Just 0 points. 0.
All right.
He's only a sophomore.
Leo Wild in chat got it mostly right. It was Leo Wild said Lower Blackrock Spire. And
Leo, way to go, buddy. We ran into Leo the other day.
Yay.
Blackrock Spire.
Blackrock seems to be a good guess for almost anything.
Much.
Well, way to go, Leo. Full credit to Leo on that one.
Yeah.
My favorite Volterra.
Credit to Leo.
All right, Frazley, we got your card.
Oh, no.
You just have to get 4 right. That's all you have to do. And deal with my horrible reading names. I'm hoping there's no names in this one.
Voodoo Hex.
Okay. After Cataclysm expansions, troll characters begin their own adventure on which isle?
Vol'jin? I know that's the word, Chief, but I know it's something Jin.
It is wrong. It's Echo's Isle. Yeah. Sorry, Frazley, you'll never be a troll. You'll stuck being a gnome.
Amon.
Okay. I'm going to say you have to say all 3, but the question is, what are 2 of the 3 hunter class specializations? I'm saying you have to do all 3.
Oh, that's a gimme. Come on.
Marksmanship, Survivalist, and Beast Mastery.
That is correct.
I leveled a...
The fix is in.
Hey, you guys all had a choice of which card you want, except for Frazley.
I could have answered that one, too.
Which faction leader went missing en route to a diplomatic summit at Theramore?
Aha! That is Anduin Wrynn.
Do you want to repeat that?
Varian Wrynn.
There we go. I knew it would click in. I know we're so used to him being dead, but
well, okay. To my defense, I was looking at Toshmifune, and I know Anduin goes kind of crazy or missing or something in Pandaria.
Yeah, he does. He also goes missing in the last expansion as well, multiple times.
Yes,
he likes to run away. All right, your next question: Battle Gear of Might is a raid tier for which class?
Paladin.
It's wrong. It's warrior.
Oh,
I was thinking might, like the might of the paladins.
No, sorry. Okay. Who's the overall leader of the Illidari faction?
I know this one.
And you have to go back in the day.
Oh, okay.
To Burning Crusade.
It's not Velen?
No.
Velen? How would Velen be leader of... Come on, what? You hurt my feelings here.
Oh, Illidari. I'm going to guess it's probably Illidan, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But don't give it to me because I got it wrong on Velen. And I like Tosh's
half point.
Give him the half. Give him the point. He got it. Give him the point.
I'm giving him a half point because he did answer wrong at first.
Ooh, tough grader. Okay. Oof.
I have to.
Question is then, because I got the wrong part of Ren, that must be a half point too.
Well, that one I didn't say yes or no. I just made you think about it first. So that's why you get the point. I always try to give you a chance. I give everyone a chance.
Yes,
you know it's his show, right?
Yes, but
he can just edit this however he wants. He can go into post, and he's going to get every question right anyway. It doesn't matter.
True. But that wouldn't be nice.
He wouldn't.
I would not do that because that would not be journalistic. It would not be journalistic integrity.
Be fake news.
I already do a fake news report on the Frazley report.
Okay, Frazley. Last question, and I'm sorry, but this question, in my opinion, is ridiculously easy. What skill is employed to begin the fight against the lurker below in Serpentine Cavern Raid?
Fishing.
That is correct.
We have a winner. Right there.
All right. In third place, I've been calling you Professor because I'm really bad with names and...
No, I am
a professor.
That's perfectly accurate.
She is a real, no kidding, real life professor.
Awesome. I'm sorry to say you are in third place with 2.5 points.
Okay.
Second place is Tosh with 3 points.
I'm good with second place.
First place is Frazley by winning with 0.5 point more.
How did I?
3.5 points.
Okay.
So if you didn't get that half point, you wouldn't have won.
It's not really a very wide spread, is it?
No, but that's half the fun.
Hey,
you know what?
Hey,
2.5
I still won because I bet the over. So, you know.
And we are all winners because I think we had a great time tonight.
Yes, we did.
I should hope so.
Indeed, we did.
And I want to thank all of you for coming on tonight because it's always a pleasure. It's always fun. So where can we find you on the interwebs? We will start with the third place with Professor Taliep.
Oh, why don't we let Toshmifune do that because we can both be found at the same place, except I have a Twitter account under P. Taliep. They wouldn't let me do Professor.
Oh.
All right. So, Halfhill Report, you can find the Halfhill Report wherever you get your podcasts. Shout out to Dragon Powered Studios, who's our common network on this. And so you can find the Halfhill Report. You can find all 37 of Frazley's podcasts, Dungeon Fables, and a host of other great podcasts. So definitely check that network out. Halfhill Report, you can find us on Twitter at Halfhill Report. And if you want to drop us a line and write a letter into the show that Tashi doesn't answer, you can email us at halfhillreport@yahoo.com.
And a plug for DPS is this was just on Geek Hearing.
Yes, yeah, I saw that.
And Lady Emma, where can we find you?
You can most likely find me on Twitter at Lady_Emma. Message me over there because that's my main form of communication, and I'm always looking for people to do stuff in World of Warcraft and other games, mainly Pokemon. If you want to talk about Pokemon, just chat me up. I can give you the 411 on everything I know, which isn't much, but it's enough to get me through.
And my queue for Classic just came up, so I'm going to head on over to Ironforge.
Until you one day retake Gnomeragon.
Activating customized Orphan transporter.
Well, Toshmifune lovingly said my catchphrase. In his voice, it is a pleasure to listen to.
Let's see what the wondrous, mysterious Kilrock site foretells of the upcoming events in Azeroth.
Thank you for joining us on Kilrock Site, the upcoming event for September in World of Warcraft. Darkmoon Fair starts September 9th through the 14th. Do you like to play with remote control cars? If you do, head right up to the Tonk Commander and test your skills. All you need to do is go around the arena and hit the targets. The goal is to get 30 points. Easy, right? The catch is you have 1 minute to hit all those targets. You need to watch out for the other Tonks in Zeppelin. If you get caught, they might blow up your Tonk. If you can't hit all your targets in 1 minute, it's okay. You won't lose the points for the daily. Just re-queue up. But if you want the achievement, you'll need to get 45 points in that 1 minute. The achievement rewards you a Dartmoon Tonk controller, which is a toy, and you can practice your Tonk skills anytime and anywhere. Good luck and have lots of fun. There's lots more achievement, mount, pets, and transmog to collect. September micro holidays are coming up. The Trial Style, August 31st to September 4th. Do you think you have what it takes to be the best and stylish person? Why don't you and a few of friends, up to 5, try the Trial Styles? There are a few themes, and whoever is best dressed for that theme can win some Trial Style tokens. You can use these tokens for transmog or for items to decorate the stage to make you stand out more. I keep hoping they'll bring out new transmog tokens. Harvest Festival starting September 10th and it goes till the 17th. It isn't the Pilgrim Festival that's held in November. This holiday, which honors the fallen heroes that have passed away in service for their faction. There's a quest for each faction on how it's not always easy doing the right thing in what you believe in, especially when it goes against someone who has more authority. There are 4 breaths you can apply to yourself to feel the emotions of departed spirit. Anxious, forlorn, peaceful, and vengeful. There's also 3 food and 1 drink that are special to this event, and it goes towards its happy hour somewhere and tastes like chicken achievement. The weekly bonus event for September is Pet Battle bonus event August 27th to September 2nd. Triple the XP for your pet when winning a pet battle. Quest is winning 5 level 25 PvP pet battles. It rewards you an ultimate battle training stone. Time Walking Dungeon event, September 3rd to the 9th, is Pandaria Dungeon, need to be level 91. The quest is to finish 5 Time Walking Dungeon. It rewards you Azeroth Time Warp badges, which is currency for in-game things. You can find the vendor on the Timeless Isle. Arena Skirmish bonus event, September 10th to the 16th. You'll get 50% more honor rewarded when you do arena matches. Win 10 arena matches, rewards you Azeroth and Conquest. World Quest event, September 17th to the 23rd. You get 50% more rep doing the World Quest. Quest is to complete 20 World Quests and rewards you Azeroth. Time Walking Dungeon event, September 24th to the 30th, is Draenor Dungeons, need to be at level 101 minimum. Finish 5 Time Walking Dungeons, rewards you Azeroth. Time Warp badges, currency for things in game. You can find the vendor near the inn in Warspear or Storm Shield. September main holidays. Pirate Day starts September 19th. It's a 24-hour holiday. It's where you can talk and walk like a pirate. Head to Booty Bay for all the pirate fun. Defeat all Earl for a chance to get a slightly chewed insult book, which is a toy that will make you shout out filthy pirate insults. If you have finished the quest Vast Yim Admiral, you can buy the Jolly Roger toy. I'm still salty about this. If you want more details, bug me. You need to be exalted with the Blood Buccaneers, but hated with the Goblins to get that quest. That is about it, and have fun on the beach. And don't forget to dress up as well. Brewfest starts September 20th to October 6th. Come and get your free beer right outside of Ironforge or outside of Okamar. While you're there, why not get some sausage and pretzels too? This event has everything a person could want. Collect as many Brewfest tokens and you can collect in-game items like pets, transmog toys, and much, much more. You can queue up for the holiday boss at level 20, but if you want the epic loot chest, you need to be 118. The holiday items that can drop off this boss is a trinket. The boss also has a chance to drop a Brewfest Kodo or Brewfest Ram, and player of either faction can use them. There will be another Hearthstone to collect in the Brewfest 2019. There's a fun minigame where players get to ride a ram. The point is to run from the site to pick up a keg and run it back as many times as you can in a lot of time. Each time you bring it back, you get 2 Brewfest tokens. While you're running, you can make your mount go faster, but be careful not to fatigue your ram. Look for apples on the way to give your ram energy to keep the pace going. That is not all that there is, so why don't you come and check it out? This is all for now for Kilrog's site, so everyone have a good night.
Thank you, Emma.
Let's look at what has been happening in the community.
Awesome. Let's do that. So with Classic having launched, I'm part of 2 communities currently. Well, 3, as I helped Trendane sign a guild charter Horde side on Bloods the Buccaneers for a hardcore RP guild. But right now, I'm actively playing in 2 communities on Classic, with a 3rd one to come. I'm in the United Federation of Guilds, which is a conglomeration of CTR, AIE, Lagging Balls, World of Warcast, The Starting Zone, and I think it's safe to say, the Sparkspans and Dragon Power Studio, well, the US version of that one at least. I have a link in the show notes to the United Federation of Guilds Discord, so they are on both factions on Pagel and Whitemane. So I was the last person to sign the charter for the Alliance on Pagel. I literally was running my Gnome Mage as fast as I could on stream, while Pat Crane was also streaming, and they streamed me signing it on his stream. It was a really cool moment. Right now, queues, not that I'm complaining at all. I played in Classic, and I also try to never get upset or yell at Blizzard for queues.
Come on, Blizzard, why is Classic so popular? You suck, you could never get it right, come on!
I know they were working really hard to get the servers up and they wanted it to be working properly and they wanted to get the queues down. But there was one night, it was like in a 45-minute queue, so I decided to roll on Bloodstone Buccaneers as an undead rogue. And Wild Challenge is on there, and so is Leo Wild, one of my great friends. And I found out another great friend, Resurus, is on the Horde side. So Raz even sent me armor enhancement kits and some great armor. So I've got links to the Wild Challenge Discord in the show notes. You don't have to be running an iron to join the guild. They have one on Wyrmrest Accord over on the current servers too. And Blizzard has changed how the realm population labels work for Classic through a hotfix. They said that the system now measures each realm against the realm's absolute capacity. Medium indicates a healthy total population in a realm, while in excess of what we consider full in the 2006, with more room for having players to log in. You'll now see a high label if the realm is close to having a queue, and a full label if the realm currently has a queue. Blizzard has also increased the number of players that can be simultaneously logged in and playing. You can definitely see that the tech underneath is a lot better than what we had in vanilla. And Icy Veins has a realm population update from August 31st. Many new realms have been added since Classic's launch. They said quite a few realms have full servers and the queues have been 5 hours long. So I am hopeful that this isn't just interest in Classic, and that it shows Classic is popular, and it's bringing back people and or creating new players in WoW. You get 2 MMOs for $50 per month, Classic WoW and Current WoW. And Noob Taco, who is a part of the United Federation of Guilds, has made a cool site called willitclassic.com. Kind of reminds me of willitblend.com. And the site is a database of add-ons to see if the developer is making or has made a version of their add-on for Classic along with the notes by the submitter. And Twitch has updated the Twitch client to work with Classic. Just select which game you're looking at using the drop-down on the WoW add-ons page, and you can add it for either Current or for Classic. I'm using a few add-ons, and they're mainly quality of life things like immersion, helps me see so much with my poor vision. And one add-on that I'm running that I found through an episode of FrazlCast is dual response. Geodesic Dragon said the add-on is one of their favorites. Though they admitted they are the add-on developer, so they might have been biased, but I've been running this add-on since that episode back in November, and during my first few days as an undead, it already stopped somebody from sending me a duel request. I always fail, so I don't want somebody to do over me. And while it continues to be the amazing resource of news, guides, and more, and for Classic, they are working to improve the tools available. They've added the stat weights for item searches, so you can have the items best suited for the stats you want at the top of a search. And if you use the gear planner for Classic, you can now hover over stats to get more advanced information. And before I leave this section, the Classic Race to World First has been heating up. The first level 60 was Jokered, beating out one of the participants in the Classic Race to World First event. And APAS on Gehenna's US has taken down Ragnaros and Onyxia, so at least Marion Wren is no longer abducted thanks to APAS. Well, there's been another episode of FrazlCast, so shout out to Jendon who has been watching and interacting on streams, and they said that they liked the episode with Dravy and they enjoyed them as a guest. And Dravy on Twitter said they had a fun time chatting with me about the runs, Nintendo, and more. Thank you, Dravy, for being an awesome guest. And Rip Alley Jill said, if you aren't listening to FrazlCast, what is wrong with you? It's great, even when I'm not on it. And I responded, and I've got you returning in November for one of the biggest episodes of the year. They're all big, but it's our post-BlizzCon episode. And Jill said, that's right, make sure to tune in that week and every week. Things like these help give me so much motivation. A lot of work goes into making this show and my 37 other ones. I love doing it, but hearing these comments means a lot. So if I missed a shout-out to you throughout the week, I apologize. I really do try to make sure I write down these comments, but sometimes they escape me. And thank you to those who support the show financially. Thank you to my Twitch subs out there, Erlina, Capo, Crunk, Dorkroyd, Michael, Resurus, Sal, Sim7, Thorn, and Zortz the Goblin. And thank you to Crunk, Marty, Velicia, Resurus, and Secret Link for the bits. And Secret Link did some mega cheers, and they were rewarding some chatters, and the chatters got some cool Twitch emotes. I now have Fight Cup, Fight Cookie, and Fight S'more. And Secret Link got the Fight Pepper that they were working on. If you want to support the show financially, please go to support.gnomepodcast.com. All of your amazing support goes to help supporting this labor of love. Well, I'm Frazley, and you can find the show at gnomepodcast.com. So until next week, be awesome. Ah, phooey! My Hearthstone is still on a cooldown. I forgot that it's an hour in Classic.
Buxley now available in Ruby Red. Buxley here to answer your World of Warcraft questions in this edition of Ask Buxley. This question is about dreams. Dear Buxley, what's the weirdest thing you've ever dreamed about? I remember it like it was yesterday, which is weird because it happened last Tuesday. Anyway, here's what happened. I think it's good to walk around here in Thunder Bluff, even if it is raining. I need a little perspective after hearing how hard it's going to be to kill Queen Ashara. I'm glad nothing weird could happen. Oh no! A tornado? Oh, it's so dark in here. What the? Where's my weapon? Where's my armor? Hey, I think I see some people over there. Whoa, that's a long line. I mean, really long. I could be in that line for hours. And it seemed to me like several hours did pass, and I finally went through this weird portal. And all of a sudden, I was standing in front of the first quest giver I ever met. And he had a quest for me. So I looked around, and things were just too weird. I mean, I saw a lot of people I knew there, but they were all in very low-level armor. And I couldn't remember my spells. Everybody was running around, and nobody was using their mounts. No one was flying. So I did what anybody would do. I found the biggest mountain I could find, and I climbed all the way up it. It was really hard to get up there, and I got right over to the edge, and I looked over, and there's like a giant snowstorm going on. I mean, it was like a huge blizzard. There were a lot of people working on something. I really couldn't tell what it was. And then one of them saw me, and he points up at me and says, "Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain!" That freaked me out, so I backed up and I hit something. When I looked around, I was standing next to this mage.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Well, that freaked me out, and I didn't have any weapons or armor or spells or anything that I could remember, so I did what anybody would do. I pushed her down the hill. And she landed in some water and started screaming, and I yelled down to her, "Walk it off, because you need a bath anyway." I mean, her skin started to turn green. And the next thing I know, I hear this loud, booming voice saying, "The server will shut down in 5 minutes for a quick reboot." Next thing I knew, I was waking up in Thunder Bluff again. I'm not sure where I was, but that was one weird place. I was glad to be back in Thunder Bluff because there's no place like home. Thanks for your question. He is Buxley, the great and powerful.
Welcome to the Frazley Report, a short broadcast by me, the Awesome Gnome, about the World of Warcraft. So Classic launches this week. The hype for it is immense. People have been flooding to servers, while it has been giving daily updates on the population status across the realms. Firemaw and Flamegoer are hot places apparently, and are now at full status. I'm afraid of what will happen tomorrow when I try to play Classic. I may have to Netflix and queue. There was a Classic AMA and clarification post by Blizzard this week, and here are some of the notable ones I saw. Blizzard has confirmed the raid reset days for Classic. They will return to their patch 1.12 values, while it has a list of the raids, durations, and their days. And during the AMA, Blizzard confirmed the player caps for dungeons. We are used to 5-man dungeons in current WoW, but dungeons used to allow a lot of players, as many as 15 for a few before patch 1.10. Blizzard has put the dungeon caps at their 1.12 state, and WoW has a list of all the dungeon caps. Party in the Dead Mines! Blizzard want to talk about the many layers to layering, why some of the issues happen during beta, and some of the things that will happen when Classic launches while layering is still around. Icy Veins has a recap of what's been shared. And Wowhead is keeping track of the different loot that will drop in each phase of Classic. They have a list of clarifications and where it has been moved to. The legendary that shiv that the Searcher of Gust used at one point in time, well, that will be available at launch. In Classic add-on news, it looks like Classic LFG was vote-kicked. There was a lot of discussion on both sides about this controversial add-on. It will be available to be used at launch, but the API will be updated with the patch in the coming weeks to restrict the ability for this add-on to function. Well, that covers the Classic news that I saw. Icy Veins has a recap of the AMA, which I linked to in the show notes, along with the other stories mentioned at FrazlReport.com/106. And before we go, I have 2 bits of news regarding current WoW. So Artifact Knowledge, the catch mechanic for getting your neck beefed up, it will be increasing until October 1st. WoW pontificates that it could mean the Datamine level 120 character boost or the arrival of patch 8.2.5 around that time. And don't forget to get your transmog ready as the trial style returns August 31st and it ends September 4th. With the updated transmog rules, I'm betting someone will win with just a good pair of pants. Tepartos will be proud.
Tepartos must see this through.
So until next time, be awesome.
FrazlCast is a fan podcast that covers Blizzard games. We are not affiliated with Blizzard Entertainment, Inc. Views expressed by the hosts and guests are their own. Some of the art, music, and sound effects come from Blizzard games and are owned by Blizzard Entertainment, Inc. No copyright infringement is intended. The Gnome Train intro is by Allie of Dungeon Fables and All Things Azeroth, and the opening music is by Brandon T. Blaylock.
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio. Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.
Don't forget to eat my luck cookies. Apparently they're gluten free.